From Alaska to Dixie, the best fair in 60, the 1960 Missouri State Fair, Sedalia, Missouri, August 20th to 28th. 9 big days and nights of fun and entertainment for the whole family. What's your preference? Entertainment? There's lots of it at the fair every year, and the 1960 fair will top all others. Excitement? Plenty of that for everyone. The thrill of the big cars and the full-length track at Sedalia, breaking old records every year and setting new ones. If you're a horseman, there's plenty of that kind of racing, too, at the Missouri State Fair. And whether you live in the city or country, you'll be interested in the large exhibits of prize dairy and beef cattle. Blue ribbon winners from all over Missouri and the United States. Now let's get out and see the fair. Grab yourself a funny hat, a cane, a hot dog, and let's join the crowds. One of the biggest attractions of any Missouri State Fair, and one of the, certainly, in 1960, the biggest attraction, is Grand Circus Harness Racing. You won't want to miss any of the 4 great afternoons of harness racing, Monday through Thursday. You'll see the world's fastest harness horses in thrilling action every time. Diller Hanover, the winner of the Hamiltonian Revue in the 1959 Missouri State Fair, went on to win the famous Hamiltonian, held annually the following week at DuQuoin, Illinois, a purse of $125,000. Harness racing at its best. The unique mobile starting gate ensures that each horse gets off to a perfect racing start. These races give the owners a chance to see if their horses are really ready for the big events to come. They're all in top racing form today, ready for the big moment. Every racing animal must be cooled out after every sprint. They're subject to all the ailments of any human athlete, plus many more. And since many of these prize horses are valued as high as $100,000, it's no wonder they receive the kind of care that's usually associated only with ailing royalty. One of the most exciting events of last year's Missouri Fair was the crowning of the Fair Queen from among all the lovely candidates. Each one was a queen in her own right, having won the title from her home county. Here's how last year's winner, Miss Fran Strubberg of Washington, Missouri, looked as she was crowned before a huge crowd of thousands by Governor Blair. There's always a wide variety of interesting things to see at the Missouri State Fair. Constant judging at the Sheep and Dairy Goat Pavilion. Lots of activity, especially with all of last year's improvements. Even if you're a city dweller, you'll want to take a look. And in the Sheep Pavilion, there's new facilities that make it easy to look at this stock and see the judging. Don't forget the souvenirs that are so much a part of every state fair. Something for you and something for the folks back home. Time out for a sandwich or a full meal. There's a wide choice of foods available on the fairgrounds, everything from the perennial hot dog to a fine dinner. Or you can bring your own and sit leisurely watching the world go by. For thrills and excitement, you'll want to join the crowds at the big car races. Lots of prize money at stake here, and the top drivers and cars come from all over the country. But a top driver can't win a race alone. It takes skilled mechanics in the pit, a well-designed, proven car, the right choice of tires to fit the track conditions, and a little bit of luck. Last year, several new records were set at the Missouri State Fair. And this year, the new improved track should mean even more new records. Over 9,000 cubic yards of dirt was added to the track during the winter. The turns were rebanked to steeper angles, which means the drivers can take the curves at even faster speeds. Last year's records set at the fair for speedway-type cars include 25 miles in less than 16.5 minutes, 50 miles in just over 33 minutes. Both were set by Rapid Pete Folse of Tampa, Florida, the winner of the 50-mile annual Missouri Futurity. These races are sponsored by the International Motor Contest Association, and they're run under the association's strict rules for safety. As fast as these drivers push their cars, they're a lot safer than the average man out on the highway. To protect the spectators and the drivers, a metal guardrail has been installed on both turns, and a concrete wall shields the grandstand. The man with a very pleased look on his face is Rapid Pete Folse, accepting the winner's trophy for the 50-mile Missouri Futurity. Winning this race helped Pete win last year's driving championship for the IMCA. Speaking of champions, don't miss the display of Missouri country-cured hams under the grandstand. Only a few win blue ribbons, but there's plenty more of this delicious treat for the rest of us. Certainly you've bought your camera to keep the fair alive in memory. Plenty of serious pictures to be taken, but let's stop and have a little fun. The kids love it. Here come the marching bands, a daily feature of every Missouri State Fair. School bands from all over the state practice all year long so as to be in top form for their appearance. And the bright marching rhythm helps pick up your own feet, for there's plenty and lots of ground to cover. There's Governor Blair taking time out from his official duties to do just what you and I are doing, seeing the sights and just plain having fun. Here's a lucky little girl having the time of her life. What little girl wouldn't, with a real live clown to help her pick out her souvenirs? Well, it's hard to decide which to choose, but everyone wants something to take home as a memento of a wonderful time at the fair. Time for a change of pace. Let's stop at the Highway Garden, sponsored by the Missouri Highway Commission. Here you'll find cool shade, beautiful flowers, a place to picnic, and of course the patrols exhibits on highway safety. The pretty girl queen candidates were just passing through, but they didn't get by our photographer, who says Missouri produces nothing but corn, hogs, and mules. You'll want to pay at least one visit to the Floriculture Building, where you'll see flowers and flower arrangements of every color and description. Right next door is the Hobby Building. You name it, and it's here on exhibit, made in Missouri by Missourians. You don't have to be a sportsman to enjoy the exhibit of the Missouri Conservation Commission, wildlife exhibits of all kinds. And if you've brought the youngsters, they'll get as big a thrill as this child from feeding the hungry fawn. One place on the fairgrounds that everyone visits again and again is the Midway. The mile-long Midway, the biggest and most sensational you've ever seen. It really is, too, bigger this year than ever before. Here you'll find the greatest show on earth, the largest selection of rides and attractions ever assembled in the Midwest. Last year, there were nearly 60 exciting rides and thrilling shows. You'll see the world's largest portable merry-go-round, the wonderful Hurricane Ride, one of only 2 in the whole country. The Gooding Amusement Company is known for its large variety of riding devices, and here is the one of the latest rides called the Flying Coaster. Now, this ride was introduced for the first time in the United States during the Missouri State Fair last year. And there will be more brand new rides for your 1960 fair and for your enjoyment. Here's Eddie Dean with his big show of country and western music stars. Just an example of the kind of fine entertainment you'll find on the Midway of the 1960 Missouri State Fair. Last year's big thriller was the Wild Mouse Ride, offering fairgoers a thrill a second as the cars sped over a twisting pattern of mile-a-minute tracks. This year, take your choice. There'll be rides and shows to entertain the entire family, and the Gooding Amusement Company will live up to its high reputation of providing the newest and best rides and attractions first at the Missouri State Fair. You don't have to be a youngster to enjoy the Midway, because there's something for everyone. Dad is certain to enjoy the cultural aspects of this fine show featuring dozens of beautiful girls. And right across the Midway is a novelty minstrel show presenting a variety of entertainment and modern music that will thrill young and old. Silas Green from New Orleans. Don't miss this one. It's fun in the daytime, but be sure to and don't miss the night. You'll find all the same excitement and thrills you've always known, but there's a sense of glamour that's added by the beauty of countless colored lights. There's enough light on the Midway to light a small city. If you prefer to relax and enjoy an evening of entertainment, don't miss the magnificent night variety show in front of the grandstand. Beautiful girls, glamorous costumes, novelty acts, a full evening of entertainment for the entire family. Here's one of last year's big stars, everybody's favorite Gene Autry, and champion, of course. Fairgoers last year also thrilled to Betty Johnson, singing star of the Jack Barr Show, Henny Youngman, TV star and nightclub comedian, the Harmonicats, and Shep Fields in his rippling rhythm. Never in the history of show business has there been such a dazzling accumulation of beauty, talented performers, and sparkling color as you'll see in the 1960 Missouri State Fair. This year's stage show will feature the premier fair appearance of several outstanding show personalities in the class all their own. You'll see more than 50 top-notch performers. When the footlights go on for the opening performance of this year's night show, you'll thrill to the stage show that's brimming with a rare combination of sparkling talent that defies comparison. top animals will capture the hearts of both young and old. The animals are a delightful circus in themselves. Acrobats will glide in flawless harmony through breathtaking routines. Clowns and comedians will reach their hilarious peak in comedy situations that will keep you howling. No stage show is complete without a bevy of beautiful precision dancers. The 25 Manhattan Rockets will be featured in lavish and lively production numbers. For a full 2 hours of superb entertainment, plan to attend the star-studded revue that will appear nightly on stage in front of the fairgrounds. No state fair is complete without exhibits of dairy and beef cattle. And they'll be even larger and more complete at the 1960 Missouri State Fair. Whether you live in the city or the country, you're sure to enjoy the constant judging in the Coliseum. You'll see every popular breed of dairy and beef cattle competing for prize ribbons. Don't miss this one. And don't forget the world-famous Missouri Mule either. Your Missouri State Fair features one of the few authentic mule shows in existence. They're big, powerful, intelligent animals, and once you've seen them in action, you'll wonder how they ever came to be known as stubborn. Not too far away is the Swine Pavilion. Here you'll see more prize animals from all over the Midwest, brought to Sedalia in the hope of winning a coveted blue ribbon. Over 2,000 head were entered last year, making it one of the largest shows in the Midwest. Also last year, new construction increased the amount of space by more than 1/3. You'll see an even bigger show this year. From here, the winners go on to the American Royal or the International Show in Chicago. By all means, take the whole family to the 1960 Missouri State Fair. One of the exhibits the children are sure to enjoy is the Children's Barnyard. Here they'll see all the familiar barnyard animals in a setting scaled down to the youngster's size. You'll enjoy it too, watching the animals and watching the kids. And don't forget the big display of refrigerated Missouri products located under the grandstand, the state horseshoe pitching contest, the bait casting tournament, Smokey the big steam engine, and all the rest. Why not join the crowds at the stock car races, better than ever on the brand new high-speed track at the 1960 Missouri State Fair? Ever had the urge to get on the road and open her up? Well, these drivers are doing exactly that with the same cars that you and I drive. Stock cars aren't built for this kind of punishment, but the boiling radiators and flat tires only add to the excitement. And like the big cars, it takes a good mechanic in the pits to make a winner. There's only a split second to gas up, and he's off again, heading into the first turn. No matter who wins this race, you'll win yourself a prize package of fun and entertainment, thrills and excitement by attending the 1960 Missouri State Fair. From Alaska to Dixie, the best fair in 60. August 20th to 28th. 9 sensational days of thrills and excitement. We'll meet you in Sedalia.